Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to another workshop by OPM Tools. This is I, Mustafa Shahid, and we have Cohen Powell and Oren Powell with us as well. So, we are going to be continuing on our last quarter segment, which is about auditing your business and seeing what you have within the system and making sure that you are completely set before 2026. This has been done so that you understand every different asset or every different feature within your system is completely accurate. And what we mean by that is the things which are being used, we do know what they are. We have a documentation of them, and we understand how the entirety of the system is interconnected. So today we are going to be jumping on a few things which are custom fields, custom values, trigger links, and tags, which will be covered by Cohen. And then we're going to be jumping onto another different aspect of the business, which is voice AI agents, calendars, knowledge bases, and your brand goals. So we are going to try to cover two different perspectives or two different aspects of the business and making sure that everything is aligned properly, everything makes sense, and all the things which are interconnected are being used properly, and the ones which are active are set up properly, and the ones which are inactive should be sent for deletion if they are not connected in any other existing workflows or in any existing different feature as well. So it's a when you're working with a system which is so intricately designed and so not exactly complex but so connected to each other. So for example, your documents are connected to workflows which are connected to contacts. Each contacts has custom fields. Custom values are auto-populated within emails and your website, and then you have trigger links and tags, and the list goes on and on and on. And that is how we can build a powerful system. But behind every powerful system lies documentation, lies logic, which makes us understand how is the entirety of the system interconnected and how can it work together in order to give us the results that we are working towards. So without further ado, Cohen, would you like to take the stage and take the floor and start with your custom fields and other aspects?
All right. Like Mustafa said, we are going to be going over custom fields, trigger links, custom values, and tags on my end. So we're just going to be going over the general organization of them. We've already gone over how to create them, but next is the step on how to make it a lot cleaner so it's not just a jumbled mess within your system, because then everything can be more detriment to yourself and your business if everything is just disorganized. Firstly, as we're going in, we will notice that we have the option of an add folder. Now, this is very important because for us personally, we organize our custom fields based on contact, general information, call/appointment info, referrals and reviews, and so on. The general idea you want to have whenever going into making your custom fields and organizing them is just to have the thought in mind of where are you going to put this custom field, where is it going to get the most use out of, or where is it going to get its only use out of. And should you make an entire folder for it or put it in just a generic. So say for example, we have, let's say we want to make a proposal folder. When we want to bring on a new client, we send out a proposal or something like that, and we want to make a whole new folder for it. We would just click on the add folder, set it to proposal, and mark it as a dummy folder. And then we want to set it to, let's say, contact, and hit save. And then next we will see, after this goes away, now we have the dummy proposal folder. Next, we need to think about how we're going to add our pre-existing custom fields to the folder that we just created. And that's very simple. If we just go and search for one of our dummy custom fields, then we can click on the checkbox right next to it, hit bulk action, and move to a certain group. Next, we want to select the folder that we wanted to change to, scroll all the way to the bottom, which would be the newest, and hit proposal, parentheses dummy, and hit move. And there we go. We just made our first folder and just assigned our first custom field to the folder as well. Now, if you want to use some of our folders as a reference as to what you want your business to look like or your subcount to look like within OPM tools, and then that's perfectly fine. You can take a quick look at what we have so far. Next, we have custom values. Now, custom values are basically things that you are going to be using in pretty much any builder within OPM tools. It's basically a value that auto-populates whatever information you feed into it. We have gone over it multiple times, but it's going to be the exact same as custom fields. You have the option of adding a folder, and you want to keep in mind, do you want to create a generic folder, or do you want to have its own subsidiary folder for a very specific niche? The exact same thing. Click on Add Folder, enter the folder name, and then you will have the option of moving to a folder. Click on the drop-down menu, select out of the few that we have, and then click on Move. It is very simple and very easy to do, and it definitely saves on space, that's for sure. Next are tags. This one is going to be a little different. There is currently no option to add a folder for tags, but that can change in the future, which we will very much go over once it becomes an option. But for tags, a very simple way of doing that in keeping all of your contacts who are tagged in a certain way organized is going back to the dashboard, then click on Contacts, click on More Filters within the Contacts tab on Smart List, search for a filter, click Tag, and then select which tag you want to do. So let's just say birthday, apply. And then we have multiple contacts available within the folder after applying the filter. Then we want to click on More Filters again, and then we would save it as a smart list. And after saving it as a smart list, you will then make another row of contacts along this top row right here, and say you want to make a birthday clients or something of the sort. Then it will make its own dedicated smart list available to you, so you can keep track of all of the customers that are tagged that way. And finally, our trigger links. Similar to tags, there is no option at the moment to add folders for trigger links. But if you just want to see which trigger links you have available so far, you just need to go to the Marketing tab, click on Trigger Links, and then you can add your own. Right now, these links are also things that we put within the builder. Just another value that will auto-populate the link URL. This can also be used for certain elements within the builder as well, such as you want a button to take you to a certain website. You put the trigger link within there, or you can put it on the footer of the page and it'll automatically put in the link URL, and anyone can click on the link and it will bring you to that page. Similar for the custom fields, if you want to take a quick look at what we have for trigger links so far. So right here we have our website link URL. We can click on this. It brings us to the proper page. Say we want to use it for one of our builders. Say we want to use it for just a website that we're creating. We would then copy this and then paste it within the builder, and it'll auto-populate the link URL. And I believe, one last thing, you can also check the analytics of your trigger links as well. You can also filter it by a certain period of time, and you can look at all the diagnostics and analytics of the trigger links, where they were used, which ones were used, and so on. And I think that's everything on my end. Mustafa, would you like to take over?
Absolutely. All right. So, as you can see, before we move forward, within the OPM Tools software, there's a new, let's say new, not a feature, a new update, which provides you 24/7 support. And this is something that we want to mention again and again. As you can see, whenever you go to your dashboard within your sub account, you'll find this checkbox or this pop-up box which says we now have 24/7 support, latest updates, updated knowledge base, and much more. You can click on the chat icon to learn more or talk to one of our support specialists. This goes for everyone watching this video and to all our clients, that now you can get 24/7 support at the click of a button. All you need to do would be to go over here, click over the not the notifications, but the need help button. And then you can use the start chat, start Zoom, raise ticket, and start your conversation. You can mention what the problem you're facing. And if you want a quick resolution, you can start the Zoom as well. Anyways, so let's move on to the things that I'm about to show you. So first we'll go over to the settings, and then over here we are going to be selecting the calendars. Number one. So I already have this opened up over here on a separate page, and I'm just waiting for it to load. And I'll show you more of the support in a small while. Sorry about that. All right, so once you land to the calendars page, there are a few different things that you can move around before we go into the audit of the calendars. You can click over this greenish button to learn more about calendar settings. If you click on that, it will give you these pop-up buttons that tells you what everything is, where it is. I'm just going to click the cross button because I just want to close the guide for now. And you can even click over here to view calendar updates. So apart from that, let's work on the audit. So the first thing that we are going to work on the calendar itself is to see which calendars are active and which are inactive. The ones which are inactive should be the ones that you can delete. The reason you want to delete them is so that it's more clean, basically. So when you are visiting the system, or when you're sharing your calendar links, or when you're adding a calendar link within an email, you know that the ones that you are selecting are the active ones, not the inactive ones. And you can delete all of those. Now for the active ones, if you are still using them, so for example, let's say I'm going to change the type or the status to the active ones, just to show me all the ones that we have. Now over here, it says that I have 3 different pages full of calendars. Are we using all of those? If we are, good. But if you're not, it's a good time to start deleting them. But before you go on and start deleting all of the calendars or any assets within the system, the first thing that you should do always is to copy the name and this ID underneath it and put it onto a notepad, put it into a Word document, anywhere that you want to store it. Why? Because mistakes can happen. So we need to know what was deleted, what was its ID, so we can revert those changes afterwards. And what do I mean by mistakes is, for example, if a calendar which was used in an email, or which is used in a different marketing approach, or which is connected on a website, got deleted, we can revert it back. So it's not a big mistake, but at least we would know what we are searching for. Coming back to the calendars itself. So when we go into the calendars, we can edit and check if the information on that particular calendar is appropriate. If we want to keep it that way, do we want to make any changes to it? Do we want to change out the logo? Do we want to change out the title or anything else? Do we want to select team members for it? And other information like that. Once you have figured out all the calendars which are over here and all the calendars which are active or inactive either way, and the ones which are being used, you make sure that they stay the same. Apart from all of those, gets deleted at a later stage. Now within calendars, you have also other things that you can work on. Would be the services. If you're using services calendar, this would be for an auto shop or for a nail salon or a spa center which has other services. And by other services, I would say either online services in a classes sort of a way, or it could be a physical place where they have physical services, but they want to keep it checked using a calendar. So over here, you can check out different services. If your services are properly named, if the duration is accurate, if the prices are accurate, if the staff members are accurate as well. And if not, go ahead and start changing those. Then you can even click on connections. Now the connections is very good on an administrator level or a managerial role. Why? because over here you can check which person of your staff member has their calendars connected, the calendars configured properly, and other things like that. So, for example, if I'm checking for myself, my calendars is connected, my calendar has been configured properly as well. But if I choose to do it for, let's say, Abigail, which is another team member of ours, she handles social media, she doesn't has a calendar connected. Now, at this point, I can think, does she need a calendar? If she does, click on it, add new, or notify her so she can create her calendar or connect her existing calendar over here. If she doesn't, it's all good. But at least I got to know that her calendar is not connected, and so on and so forth. I can check it for all the different people I have under our team. So that is for the calendar itself. Now, moving apart from the calendar, we would move to the knowledge base. So where do you find the knowledge base? That would be a good question. I should have gone through it that way. So if I go back to the settings, I can click on the knowledge base over here and wait for it to pop up. But since the knowledge base has been shifted to the main AI agents folder, we can say, or a main category, we can either click over here, go to AI agents, or we can click on go back and select AI agents from here on the sidebar. Now, within the AI agents, we have the knowledge base over here. The knowledge base is the database where the information is, where you feed the information about your business, about every different type of information you have, so that when you're working with conversation AI or voice AI, you can use these knowledge bases to grab the data from and plug and play, basically. So you wouldn't have to create the knowledge base every time. So you can click on the existing knowledge base that you already have. You can check out if the web crawler is connected and it has been trained on your websites. If it hasn't, or maybe you've created new pages on your website or you changed out your website, you can add those pages over here. You can delete previous or older versions of your website or incorrect website pages as well. You can even click on the FAQs, check if all the FAQs or the frequently asked questions are mentioned over here. If not, you can add more over here as well. And in the future, near future, I'll say, really shortly coming soon, you'll be able to add tables as well. Now, what would tables do? Tables would be a way to add pricing tables, for example, or services table, comparison tables, and so on and so forth. So you can add different sort of tables, and the system would be able to understand the tables. And when it's having a conversation with your prospecting clients or your existing clients or with anyone who uses the conversation AI or voice AI, they would be able, the bot would be able to reference the data from the table itself. So basically comparison, if you go for this price, you get this. If you go for this price, you get that. Or if you go for certain service, you get this, and so on and so forth. So different sources, basically. So you can have multiple knowledge bases as well. So you can have one knowledge base for a particular category of services, another knowledge base for a different category. You can make it as you want. Right now, we are not talking about how to make knowledge bases, but we're talking about making it clean. So you know that all the AI, which is within the system, is getting its information from the correct knowledge base, and the knowledge base is up to date. Then moving to the voice AI part. Within the voice AI, you can check, again, you can click on the green button on top to learn about voice AI agents further. If I click on that, it will give me this different, what's this called? Dialog boxes, basically. And I can just click over here, follow the command, and start my own voice AI agents setup. Or I can just click on close the guide because I already know what I'm talking about, at least for this thing. So within the AI agents or the voice AI agents, we can look into the dashboards if you want to, but right now we are working on the audit. So I'll go into the agent list and check two things. One, which is the upgraded versions I have, which is the non-upgraded versions, which ones were last updated, and which agents or voice AI agents are connected to which phone number or number pools. So as we can see, these three, the Maverick, Mustafa's test, and my agent 118, which was another test version, they do not have a phone number connected, which means they're dummies, or they were just created in a test version, so I can go ahead and delete them. And the ones which we are using, we can click on them to check whether they have been set up properly or not, if the actions they have been, if the actions that they are supposed to do are set up properly or not. Do we want to add more into it, or do we want to reduce anything from it? The same would apply for the conversation AI as well. So within the conversation AI, I can click on create in the bot, and that would be another conversation. But I can just go into the agents list and check what are the different names of the agents I have already created, what are their status, if they are active or not, if they are suggestive or autopilot, whatever they are, which channels they are for. So right now it shows that we have the autopilot on for the live chat. But do we want it to be more than just a live chat? Are we ready to enable it for other different channels as well? If we are, if we have the knowledge base ready, we can create those. As for the other ones, we can delete them or we can keep it as it is. But the more cleaner system you have, the better it will be for you. It wouldn't clog up the system, it will not cause lags or anything, but it will be a cleaner system, so that when you're actually trying to look back into which bot I want to connect where, you would know that all of the things that you have, all of the different features, all the different assets of the system are correctly configured and they're ready to go. So that would be another thing. Apart from that, let me just check once more. Yep, there's one more thing remaining, which would be, if I can just find it, this would be the brand boards. You can find the brand boards in marketing. Again, brand boards is something that we feel that once you set it up, you can start working on it. It's not something that you have to recreate up again and again. The same applies for the knowledge base or the voice AI agents and the conversation AI as well. That's why we packed all these 4 features together, because you just make it once or you just check it at the end of the year to make sure that you're ready for year 2026 or the next year, whatever that may be in the future. Again, right now, I know it's going to be 2026. Over here, you have 2 different things that you can work on. The design kit, which is to make sure that the fonts and the colors which are being used across your marketing channels are correct. And the other one would be the brand voice, in which you can define your brand voice. So you can set your, move this please. You can set your tone and style to ensure consistent messaging across all channels. So I can click on add a brand voice, and then I can show you everything that is within in a different video, maybe the next week or the week after that. But right now it's all about the audit. We can go into the design kit and see which design kits do we have. So right now we have the brand board 1. We can have different and multiple brand boards as well, but these would show what we have within the brand board itself. So we have a logo, we have the colors, we have the typography, we can add or delete things like that, and we can just make sure that all of our marketing or outbound marketing channels have the correct brand board to use. So when you're working with marketing channels, be it emails, websites, or social media, I believe as well. Yeah, social media as well, probably. So you can select the colors and the logos and the typography easily from the brand board menus, which pop up, instead of trying to look up your brand colors and trying to, go back and forth, switch between tabs, trying to find your colors. So that would be another thing that you can work on and make sure it's consistent, it's perfect, it's to your brand, so that way you are set up properly. So regarding the setup, that would be it. Now going back to the dashboard, this is something I missed previously. All right. So when you go to the dashboard, you would see this dialog box, which says 24/7 support. This is a new support that we have for all of our clients, all of our sub accounts. This is a 24/7 support, which contains latest updates, updated knowledge base, and much more. You can click on the chat icon on the bottom right, as it shows over here. I'm not sure if my mouse is big enough to highlight this, but it's, yeah, right next to this on the bottom, which converts into this. So you can click on that icon to learn more or talk to one of our support specialists. Now, this is a 24/7 support. How it looks would be, I'll just click over here. This dialog box will open up. Take a second to load, or multiple seconds. Just wait. And here you can see different options. You can search for help. You can chat with us right now. And you can wait for the other knowledge bases to load up as well. So if you just want to start ahead, you can just click on chat with us now, and you can start your problem resolutions. So as you can see, it says OPM Tools LLC. We have our team. You can enter your full name, your email address that you're using to log into the system, the issue that you're facing with your account. It could be anything, whatever you want, your account name. And if it's a website or a funnel or workflow, any asset that you're working on, you can just write down that. or you can select a file as well from like a folder if you want to add a a screenshot of the issue that you are facing, and you can just click on submit, and we would receive it, and we would obviously try to respond it ASAP. Hence the 24/7 support. And by 24/7, yes, Saturdays and Sundays are included in 24/7. That is logical, but I just wanted to bring that up once again. You can even find help over here. You can find news over here. So if I click on news, which I'm particularly interested in myself as well, and wait for the system to load, it's usually when I'm using Google Meet, the system becomes slow. I don't know why, but I'm sure it won't happen for you as it's happening for me. But you'll be able to see news. You will be able to, yep, here it is. Perfect. So you can unlock new creative possibilities with the personality style quizzes. That is an amazing lead magnet. Again, more quizzes. Now you have calendars, and the list goes on and on. You have your knowledge base in the help one. You can view your messages, and you can go to home and just, what should I say, just survey around, fulfill your curiosity. And when you're done with that, just click on this button and it will just go back to its small version. Just click over here and start your day. So yeah, that would be all that we had to show you today and talk about today. So over here, you can also, again, as mentioned previously, you can click over here where it says learn about the dashboard. You click over here and it will tell you everything that you want to know about the dashboard. So the dashboard is an overview of your business activity. Click on next and it will start showing what is where it is. So shows the status of leads in your pipeline, shows the total worth of your leads. Next, visual representation of what stages your opportunities are in, a cycle graph of your pipeline, a list of assigned tasks. And this is available on every page, so you know more about that section. As I showed you in different pages, you can find this green bar on every page. So for the people who are using the system for the first time, or they have forgotten, or they want to learn more about that particular page or that particular feature, they'll find that on the top bar. Let's say close guide, and it will again pop up over here on the top bar. Learn more about the dashboard. So if I go to, let's say, opportunities, it will say learn about opportunities. If I go to automation, and I'm just going, this would be the last example I'm showing. I'm not trying to elongate this workshop. You can learn more about workflows and things like that. So yeah, that would conclude our workshop for today. And to mention what we have planned for the rest of the weeks upcoming, we are going to be talking about media storage, courses, and client portal in the next Tuesday workshop. And from December onwards, we are going to talk about new features within the OPM Tools software. And then we are going to take a jump into automations, workflows, opportunities, funnels, email templates, everything, which is a huge topic and which we have spent, well, months, if not years, obviously, but months on building it so that it can contain every asset within the system. And then we are going to enter into December, which would be the final audit, where we'll be checking out payments, pipelines, dashboards, and your contacts. And we are going to do a complete audit of the system, and we are going to talk about the expectations of 2026 and how we can start our 2026 perfectly. Thank you for watching, and see you soon.